Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining our webinar. Tonight and tomorrow are one of the most significant days in the Chabad calendar. Tonight is the Yotzat of the Rebbe's father, Rav Levi Yitzchak Schneerson. Although he wasn't a Rebbe, he was a very big rabbi and a very famous Kabbalist. In 1939, he was imprisoned and later exiled to Chile near Alma-Ata, the capital of Kazakhstan. He suffered under the most brutal conditions. What was his crime? Spreading Yiddishkeit. A short while after being there, he was joined by his holy wife, Rebbetzin Chana, and they lived under extreme conditions. On the day after Pesach in 1944, the couple were allowed to move to Alma-Ata. There was a small Chabad community. A short while later, suffering from severe illness, the Rebbe's father passed away. Rabbi Levi Yitzchak passed away on the 20th of Av, tonight and tomorrow. He passed away in 1944. It's our very special honor to have here with us this evening, Rabbi Yeshaya Cohen. He is the head shliach and the chief rabbi of Kazakhstan. So, Rabbi, over to you. And how we're going to run it tonight is slightly different. I'm going to be asking you a few questions, and you'll answer. Now, I see that you are not in your home. You're at the oil, I understand.
Yes. First of all, l'chaim, and it says that if two Jews are meeting each other, we have to do a favor for a third one. So I have a request from one of our friends that he wants to go in to this Zoom and cannot take a part of this Farbrengen because he didn't get a permission. So if you can tell anyone that he should let them in, we can make like a tzedakah, that someone else will take a part in our Farbrengen. So first of all, I want to say l'chaim, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol v'torah. I am now in the holy place, next by the Rebbe's father, in the Dalet Amis, and I can tell you over here.
No. Rabbi Cohen, I'm not sure we can hear you. Rabbi Cohen, you muted yourself. I don't think unmute. Okay, good.
Okay, this is a room that we built it after a special place to prepare before we go inside to the oil. And also in this place, we can learn and daven and get prepared before we go into the holy place. It's the same like by the Alter Rebbe. It was a shul next by the Hoyel, not in the Hoyel himself, but there was a room before. And the same thing by the Rebbe is a room before. So this is the place, as Baruch Hashem, a few years ago, Avi Shaulzon and together with Rabbi Shmuel Stern, they made a wonderful thing. They made the place bigger and nicer, and then everyone can come. And we have over here air conditioning. We have over here heating for the winter, and it's a place that we can really come and get prepared themselves, like we say in Yiddish. We have to know where we are, and like we have to know where we're going to.
I want to ask you, I know it's lockdown now, but are there any people coming, especially for the Yotzat, to Kazakhstan, to Alma-Ata? Are you going to have any people over the 20th of Av?
Well, I want to tell one of a great guy, his name is David Rogatsky. He called me up before Lag BaOmer. He is coming, the last few years, he's coming, every year he's coming here. And he's told me, Shaya, we need to go to Alma-Ati. And I told him, listen, David, you know what's going on in the world? It's an epidemic. So he said, yes, I want, but I want this epidemic should stop. So if I want this epidemic to stop, so the address is to go and to ask by the Rebbe's father, because it says, that is a safe in Shulchan Aruch. The holy place where a tzaddik is, they over here accept that the tefillahs are accepted much more than a different place. So here especially in a place of a tzaddik, but the Rebbe himself said that the Rebbe said in his father that is a tzaddik yesod olam. So I didn't know what to do. I asked around and they told me, listen, it's too holy to speak about. And he was calling me every few days, what's going on? Did you make something? We have to go. It's an old group of people. They want to go. They want to go and ask for the Geula. They want to ask for everything what they need. So I decided I will do what I can. And I wrote a letter to the government over here. And I explained how important for us, and not just for us, because when we are praying, we're not praying just for our success. We're praying for everyone. And because of the situation in the world, we know that we can get an answer over here in Kazakhstan, because Kazakhstan is a very tolerant country. This is a country from peace and harmony. And this is one of the favorite things for the old Kazakh people, that they are proud with peace and harmony. And even this is a Muslim country, but they accept and they're giving a honor for everyone. And I want to tell you, before I came, Tafshin on Daled, I had a good friend of mine. His name is Rabbi Yeshaya, and it was after Chavzayin Adar.
So just to translate that to English, you arrived there after the 27th of Adar in 1994.
Yeah, in 1994. So
Right.
he called me a little bit before 27th of Adar in 1994. I told him, listen, Shai, we have to do something for the Rebbe, to make something real nachas for the Rebbe. So he said, let's look in the map, and to find the place, there is no shliach. So we looked up in the map of the shluchim, and we found out that over here in Almaty, there was a shliach. His name was Rabbi Hillel Liberov, that he was a shliach. I don't know how to say it in English. This is b'machteret. Do you say that? B'machteret, underground shliach. That he was his son told me that every morning when they woke up, they checked out whether he's still home, and the KGB didn't take him away. But about 10 years before he passed away, 10 years before I came, he passed away. And Almaty was staying without shliach. And the community wanted over here a shliach. So we decided to come and to make the Rebbe nachas. So we was preparing ourselves before Chavzayin Adar, the second Chavzayin Adar. And I came here, I wanted to come here for Pesach. So it was very interesting that before Pesach, it was Erev Pesach, and I came with a lot of matzah and wine and things for Pesach. It was a lot of overweight. So when I was checking in, so much luggage and some bottles broke. So until I went here, I made a check-in, I missed the flight. So I called someone in Moscow and I asked him what to do. So he told me, don't worry, go to Tashkent. Tashkent is 1.5 hours far away from Almaty. And then you will make Pesach in Almaty. Your friend is there, no problem. So I took a ticket. And I took a ticket to Almaty, to Tashkent. I came to Tashkent. And then it was there, famous shliach, very like he was himself underground. He was from the Melamdim, from the Melamdim from in the underground. He was also Melamed from Levi Levaya. Yeah, big B'Sirus Nefesh here. And this shliach, he looked at me and he told me, "You came here 1 hour from here. This is 1 hour flight, 1,000 kilometers from here, and no flight today. So you're staying by us in Pesach." And it was 3 days, 2 days in Shabbos. But this is what Ashgacha wanted. And I took some experience from Rabbi Gurevich there, or some very interesting things. For example, I saw that when he's davening, so some of paragraphs from the tefillah, he's saying everyone together. For example, Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imlech, Le'olam Vaed. He's saying with everyone together. Everyone should feel a part of the tefillah. And I use this from every place when you go, you have to learn something that should help you for shlichus. And after that, we went together with him for the first day, after Shabbos, and then it was the Yemei Ledes from the Morad Asa, from the Rebbe's father, Chai Nissen. And this was my first time here in Kazakhstan. And Baruch Hashem, I'm thanking Hashem for the big privilege, the big zechus, to be in such a place of Mesiras Nefesh. And I want to tell you, I see over here miracles. It's unbelievable. People coming here and asking brachas, for example. One day, it was 14 years ago, someone called me, friend of mine. He told me, "Listen, I'm with a private jet. I'm now in China. In a few hours, I will land in Almaty, and then I want to take some gas in Almaty. So we have 2 hours landing. Please do me a favor, arrange for me a visa. I should be able to come inside Almaty, to go to the oil and go back, and to go to the mikveh and the oil and go back." And I was lost. It was after 6 o'clock by night. All the offices is closed. But Baruch Hashem, I had maybe the Kashgacha parties. I don't want to go into all the details. And Hashem helped us, and we could make that he should come out and to have the big sechus, to go to the Chabad house, to go to the mikveh, and then to go over here to the oil. He was inside. He was very inspired. And he's very touched. When we went out from the oil, he told Messiah, "I want to tell you why I bothered you so much. And I want to tell you a personal story." And he said, "Please don't say my name." He had a baby son after his wedding. And then was some medical problems. And the doctor said that they cannot have more kids. We went to a lot of doctors, a lot of rabbonim. And all of the doctors said, "Listen, as they say in Yiddish, if David wachsen groß." Yeah? Yeah. Wie sagt man wachsen? Yeah?
It will grow.
Yeah, if you grow some grass, so then you will have kids. So what can a Jew do when he doesn't have? He went to the Rebbe. And it was after Gimel Tammuz, 14 years ago. He comes to the Rebbe, he's knocking by the Rebbe by the oil. He and his wife together. And he's saying, "Rebbe, I promise you, if we will have a baby son, we will give him the name of your father. And my son will be named Levi Yitzchak. And if we will have a baby girl, we will call her Chana. And the name of your Rebbe's and the Rebbe's Chana." And they made a deal with the Rebbe. And he was a little bit of time in New York. And then When he was in New York, his wife told him, listen, I filled some, I have to go check. Made a check. Baruch Hashem, he has good service. He straight made a ticket back to Israel. And he went to the same professor, very famous professor. And the professor saw it, he said, now if someone asks a question if it's a God or not, I saw over here a clear miracle. And he had a baby son, and his name, he gave a name, Levit. 2 years after that, he got a baby girl, and he called her Hannah. And he said, now, when I'm flying with a private jet, and I am now in China, and I'm going back to Israel, so China is more east than Almaty. So I have to go back to Israel, so I go through Almaty. I shouldn't come to say thank you for the holy Rav that he raised our Rebbe. And that's why I bothered him. And thank you so much that you gave me the opportunity to give a thank you for the Rebbe's father. And he was so happy and went back home. Then 9.5 months after that, I'm getting a call, telephone call. Shaya, this is I speaking. You remember I came to you? Yes, I have good news. I have another baby son. I made a husband, and I told him, you recognize that this is 9.5 months after that? And last year, he made a bar mitzvah.
Wow.
This is one of the miracles that we see here. But there's another miracle, fresh, from this year. We have one of the wonderful shluchim. We have 7 Bate Chabad in Kazakhstan.
You have 7 Chabad houses in Kazakhstan. Before going further, how many Jews are in Kazakhstan?
Oh, how many stars is in the... you think we can count how many Jews? You know what Stalin made? He made a churban. And every day we found some more Jews. And if any day that we're not doing properly in Slichas, we're losing. We have to keep working. We have a lot of work to do. The Rebbe gave us koiches, and the Rebbe wants we should make Slichas and to save Jewish people.
And how many Jews do they think there are in Kazakhstan?
I think it's about 300,000 Jewish people.
How much?
300,000.
300,000 Jews. Wow.
30.
Sure, unbelievable.
And I would not be surprised if this will be much more. Because Stalin made the churban. So many people, they don't know even they are Jews. And we found every day more and more Jews. Over here in the old CIS, so in the document, it says nationality. That's why we can know if it's Jews. But so many people, they was changing the nationality. Because by us, it goes according to the mother, not to the father. So it could be in a few generations, people was trying to change it. The Jews were suffering in all these places. And especially in the big cities, there was a little bit united. There's some French Jewish people, but in other villages, they got lost. I remember I once went to one of the villages over here and found a old woman. She was speaking in a pure Yiddish. And she never saw a Jew. Interesting thing happened with one of the member of the community. My brother, Rabbi Yeshaya Cohen, the chief rabbi of Almaty, is a shoichet and he's a moil. and he goes to shchitas. It's not organized like in United States. I don't know how this is in South Africa, yeah, but it's not so organized. It's mamish mysterious nefesh what he is doing. So he's going out from different villages around around Alma-Ati to get some to make some kosher meat. Now we have Baruch Hashem two shachtim, Rabbi Cohen and Chief Rabbi of Alma-Ati, and Rabbi Sahadia Liberov from Brazil. So he went once to one of the villages, and then one of the local people, she saw someone with a beard, golden payas, and a hat. She told him, you know, we have over here a Jew. So he came over to this Jew, and he said, okay, so bring him to the shul. One day he's coming to the shul, and there was sukkahs. And he was so surprised. He learned in a cheder. But he thought that finished, that after the war, no one stayed alive. He didn't even know that there exist more Jewish people. He came into the sukkah, and he started to remind himself when he was a kid, and when he was learning in the cheder, Aleph Beis, and he was learning the brachas. So he came over, and Rabbi Cohen told him, let's make a bracha in the lulav. He said, sure. So he said, do you want to help? I can help you to make a bracha. So he said, no. I know the bracha. He took the lulav and the esrig, and he was so inspired. And he said, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, amoitzi lechem min haaretz. This is the only bracha what you remember. Yeah. This was his gears at the Yankees and this amoitzi lechem min haaretz. And believe me by Yom Kippur, by Ne'ilah, my davening is not the same like this is amoitzi lechem min haaretz. No. And he was crying like a baby. And he was kissing the lulav and the esrog. He saw it, he found it. How many Jewish people we have over here. And thanks for the shluchim. And they're working all together, and like we are one big family. Even that it's a lot of distance between each other. In some places where the shluchim is, it's coming to 40 minus Celsius in the winter and 40 plus in the summer. Not so easy. Not so easy. But we have one thing. We have to continue what the Rebbe asked us to do. And really, the community is such a beautiful community. I thank Hashem so much that He gave us the possibility to be in a pure community, a community from Avos Yisrael, a community for, like, for example, now in the time of quarantine, was a whole group of volunteers. Before Pesach, we got the matters and the wine the last minute. The community himself was sending out all the packages, the younger people. We took also a company. But most of the things, the medicine, they was helping each other. The Chabad was also trying to do something, but we have a wonderful, a blessed community. And this is all the kids and the Einekla from the Rebbe's father that he stayed just because of them. So one, he's in Canada. For 9 years, he didn't have kids. And a few weeks ago, I was in the breeze, and I was standing in the breeze from his son. And I think you can imagine what name he gave for his son. He gave name for his son, Levi Yitzchak. And I was also a Cohen, made a pigeon ben for his son. So the Shliach told us this story, and also today when we had a Zoom from the community, so he said, we have to thank Hashem, and we have to tell the nefrois also to people. People should recognize that our tefillas are accepted. We have to know that when we ask from Hashem, Hashem is accepting our truths. That's why he's saying, even this is private things, it lets us know what happened. So he said that it was waiting many years for kids. One day, he came here and he knocked in this door by the Rebbe's father. He and his wife together. And he was crying. And he said, Rebbe, I am promising you, if I will have a baby son, I will give the name Levi Yitzchak. A few days after that, he got a phone call from an architect for a mikveh. Because when we opened up the Chabad house, so we built the shul, but we still didn't build a mikveh. And for him to go to a mikveh was to go to a different city. So he decided to build a mikveh, and it was like a Sarusa de la Sata that the architect called him. This was a few days after he was here, and he gave the promise. What happened was, it took a long time to build a mikveh until he got the money. A lot of people, we had a lot of partners that took part of this mikveh. After that, when he got he made a mikveh and we koshered up the mikveh, and the Rav came and said that this is kosher. 9.5 months after that, he had his Levi Yitzchak. So l'chaim.
Chaim.
Hashem should help.
Rabbi Cohen.
Yes.
Now finish your blessing.
Yeah, Hashem should help. That in this day of Chof Menachem Av, the 20th of, that we all today want to take a lesson from the Rebbe's father. It says Mashiach as David HaMelech as a father, as his name is Ishai. And the Rebbe has his father, and his name is Rabbi Levi Yitzchak. And we have to recognize, and we have to thank him for those that raised the Rebbe, our Rebbe. And to do something, if the Rebbe says, to learn from the Torah, and with enough bringing, and to give tzedakah le'ir mishmasei. So there's a big truth. The Rebbe said, for him is a chayva. The Rebbe gave us a chance. Now everyone can come and take something from the packet and give tzedakah. This chus the Rebbe's father. L'chaim.
Rabbi Cohen. Rabbi Cohen, you told me before that you have 100 visitors coming just now, that you got special permission for. But so we have to end a bit early today because of that. But could I ask you just one or two questions? Just tell us a little bit about the history of the Jews in Kazakhstan and then under the communist regime. And then just tell us a little bit about the suffering that the Rebbe's father went through and how his wife went with him to Chile and how she helped him, etc., etc.
I heard from someone who said that in the time of the war, this city now it's Alma-Ati, what's used to called Alma-Ata. So he says, why it's called Alma-Ata? Because if you found a Jew, you will ask him, Alma-Ata kan, why are you here? Everyone who came here, he didn't came for a good reason. He came because he was suffering for something. If he was running, so it was the first Jewish community was from the Silk Way, and then after that, it's very interesting history of the Jewish community and our community, the religious Jewish community in Alma-Ati, is a continuation from the Kantonistim. If you heard about the Kantonistim, there was kids in the time of the Tsar, of the time of the King of Russia. He made a command that from every community is supposed to be a few kids to grab them away from the parents. They should be between 8 years and 12 years old, and to take them for the army from 25 years. So most of the kids, the reason was to convert them to Christians, because he understood that he cannot convert someone that he get already the real Jewish education. So that's why he was trying by little kids, but it wasn't for him so easy. So we here in Almaty was a group of this Kantonistim. It was about 150 years ago. And they was the first soldiers that they asked a permission to open their own community. Because usually the time of the king, the Tsar, it was not permission for Jews to live in big cities. Just for special reasons. And if someone served in the army, so he was able to do it. So these soldiers had the permission to live in Almaty. It used to be, the name was Rovna, and they was the first Jewish people. Then was another time after that, that if someone finished the practice, if he finished in the institute, university, so he's supposed to get practice. So in this region, in Kazakhstan, it was very easy to get some practice because they need manpower for here to rebuild Kazakhstan. So many Jews that they wasn't accept any jobs in other places, they got over here promised that they will have some jobs with their professionals what they learned in the institute. So a lot of Jewish people, they was building Kazakhstan. And then was the time there was exiled a lot of Rabbonim, Moyalim, Sheikhtim. There was exiled to Kazakhstan because Kazakhstan is some place in Kazakhstan. This is Siberia. For example, the Blazer Nanas, one of the famous rabbis, he was exiled. Rabbi Kaplan, he was exiled here. Rabbi Pevner was exiled here. And for sure, as we know that we hear, this is the rabbi's father, that he was exiled to Kazakhstan. So this was a lot of people, and then was a lot of refugees in the time of the Second World War. In the time of the Second World War, was a lot of Polish Jewish people and Ukrainian Jewish people, and there was almost 200,000 Jewish people lived in Almaty. Almost 200,000 Jewish people. And it was another wonderful community, Jews from Iran, that they run away. They run away from Turkey. Yeah, this was in Iran, in the part of Turkey. They run away from Turkey, and they went from Turkey. They went to Georgia. This was in the beginning of the century, and in 1950, Stalin gave them 2 hours to get prepared, and then there went to trains from animals for 18 days. Many people from this community was dying from cold and from hunger, and the rest came to Almaty. They was not allowed to live in the city in Almaty. They was living outside the city, but it's a wonderful community. It's a community with keeping very strong tradition, and it's very united. Now most of the community lives in Ashdod, but they are very, very united, and I love this community. This is in Almaty. All this, we don't have Sfaras, we're all Jews, yeah, and we're all like ones. But this is something special, this community, because they are so united and so kind for each other. They have a wonderful tradition, and they came here in the 1950s. So this is very short the history of the Jews in Kazakhstan. Now I want to tell something else. It says, when the Rebbe's father was exiled, everyone was wondering. It was ploys. Why? What did he do wrong? He just learned Torah. He just was teaching Torah. He was just building a mikveh. So why to make him pain? Why to send him in exile? No one understood. It was a pella. No one knew. But meruba midatov. We are now in Te'ei Shnas ploys. And in this year, we see so many open, not just miracles. It's even more, it's a pella. Wondering. It's a miracle that everyone is wondering every time how this is coming. In any places of the world, no one will think that the government will let for us to come and to give the prayer and to take in the country that it's locked up for 250 people. And because they understand our father was suffering, the Rebbe's father, and they understand that they will do something should be recognized that they are not agree with the communists, and they will do everything that he should have the real cover. And this is deploys. And we are wondering, but from the other end, we understand why we are wondering, because Meruba Midatayva Midas L'chaim, L'chaim. Send to the help. That we should come now. We are 40 days before Rosh Hashanah. 40 days before Rosh Hashanah. And then everything is deciding from now on to until what's going to be in Rosh Hashanah. It's now starting. That's what the Rebbe said. And now in this day, we have the opportunity. I think I went into the oil today, but because of you guys, you people there now only for bringing, I will knock again in this door, in this holy door. We should be able to say a capital Tilim, from the Rebbe's father, capital Kuf Mem Gimel.
Rabbi, just two more things before we leave here. What's the position like with Kazakhstan and Israel?
Oh, we had it's very, very good connections, because Kazakhstan is a very peaceful country, and they will do everything should be just peace. They will never go into any conflict, and they could be they was always stay very, very good to the Jews. And over here, no one is supposed to be shy. We had once Israeli ambassador, yeah, that was religion. But when he was in Bristol, they told him, listen, you cannot go with the yarmulke outside because you have to be careful.
Where was that? In Belgium? In Belgium?
In Belgium, yeah. His name is Rabbi Yeshaya. Yeah. He's a wonderful guy. It was a few years ago. He became one of the members of the community. So much he got in touch with the community. So when he came and he saw the huge building in Astana, now it's called Nur Sultan, because the embassy was in Nur Sultan. Yeah, and he saw that. He said, "No way, we don't have to be shy of here to be a Jew." So he went with the yarmulke outside. So Baruch Hashem, we see over here ploys. We see over here Nisim.
Okay, Rabbi Cohen, you have to run, but just give us one little bit about the Rebbe's father's experience there, and then we're going to call it.
What do you mean?
The Rebbe's father's exile in Chile, how his wife helped him.
We had once a trip from a Bochum, from Netanya, made 55 Bochum. They was learning a lot of Dapei Gemara, a lot of Gemara, and a lot of Chassidus to get like a ticket for that. And one of my friends, he donated, gave a charter plane from Almaty to Chile. Came to Chile, I want to tell you, even now, 76 years after that, when you see this village, it's unbelievable. Which kind of Yisurim he had, which kind of pain he had them. The awful conditions, it's unbelievable. In the winter, it was so cold. In the summer, so hot, and so many. I don't know how to say it in English. It's called kamaras. Yeah, mustache. Yeah, it's the Rebbetzin and the Rebbe's father. The Rebbetzin Chana and the Rebbe's father were suffering there. But the Rebbetzin Chana, she wanted to make that the husband should enjoy. And she knew that if he will be able to write Divrei Torah, so this will give him chayes. So the Rebbe Chana went out to the field. She took from flowers, she made ink. And then she found some, like from the paper and some of the books from the Zohar, a little bit to write there, and the empty places there, and that it was writing a lot of Divrei Torah. And the Rebbe said very interesting, because most of the Torah that we have from the Rebbe's father, and you can see it over here, yeah, what most of them is what he was writing. It was writing in the time of exile, because everything that he was writing in Ukraine, in Yugoslavia, this was all gone in time of the war. And this is when Baruch Hashem now is a lot of possibility to learn that, because some of this is getting translated also in English and also in Hebrew. So, for example, you have the Yalkut Levit. This is a wonderful book, and you have also this one, the Tipa Minayam. This is a wonderful book, yeah, from Rabbi Eli Wolf. So he's taking like one diamond every week, and it gives us the possibility to understand even that we are not used to learn Kabbalah, but we are able to learn something from his Torah. I think it's a big opportunity for every one of us to take on himself today to make a chavrusa and to learn some of the Torah from the Rebbe's father. It gives so much nachas from the Rebbe and so much nachas from the Rebbe's father. And the Rebbe, when we are doing from the Rebbe is giving back. So let's all make just a short tour if you want. This is the oil. So just knock on the door.
So now we're going into the resting place.
Over here we made because of the quarantine. So we split it for 3 parts. So this is the part where the guest will be. And from the other place, this is the place where people from the local people, they will come inside. This is also moving. And this is also for Koyanim very good, because is upstairs is now oil, yeah? So it's not mile. So the Koyanim can come inside, and the whole road is good. So if someone wants to say a capital Tilim, you can say a capital Tilim, and I will sing the nigun of the Rebbe's father. But the Rebbe said, we will make the real noise. At this noise, we will meet Mashiach.
Absolutely, Rabbi Cohen, absolutely intriguing. I just want to make an announcement for people who are participating here this evening that there's a Chabad communal Farbrengen starting at 8 o'clock. If you go on the web, you'll be able to see it. Or if you WhatsApp me, I'll be able to send you the link. Or any of the Chabad rabbis will be able to send you the link for the Farbrengen that starts at 8 o'clock. So, Rabbi Cohen, this has been absolutely intriguing. I want to thank you for giving of your time. I know that there are 100 people about to arrive there. So thank you for your time. And I'm going to pass over to Aaron just to tell us what's coming up. Thank you, Rabbi Cohen.
And I hope everyone will take the opportunity. you.